Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. It's been a few months now that I haven't been uploading any content due to some unavoidable circumstances, and I want to thank you for sticking around despite my absence. So, without any further ado, we will start with Nagaland current affairs for the month of May. So, let's start. The government of Nagaland has opened a new laboratory called the Nagaland State Drugs Testing Laboratory in Kohima. So, this laboratory will help test medicines to make sure they are safe and effective. So, this laboratory was funded by the central government under a scheme strengthening of state drugs testing laboratory. So, it costed rupees 12.94 crore to set up this laboratory. So, the laboratory is equipped with modern equipment and can test up to 1,000 drug samples every year. So it can test different types of medicines, including tablets, capsules, and liquids. Plans are also underway to add a microbiology lab on the second floor of the building, which will increase the testing capacity to 2,500 samples per year. So before this laboratory was set up, drug samples had to be sent to other laboratories outside Nagaland for testing, so which took a lot of time, often 3 to 4 months. But with the Nagaland State Drugs Testing Laboratory, the testing will be done within the state and the results will be available much faster. So this will help to improve the regulations of medicines in Nagaland and ensure that people have access to safe and effective medicines. So there are three types of schemes: the central sector schemes, the centrally sponsored schemes, and the state schemes. So under central sector schemes, these schemes are funded and implemented by the union government. In centrally sponsored schemes, the schemes are funded by the union government and the state government, but they are implemented by the state government. So the funding pattern in the centrally sponsored schemes may be 50 is to 50, 75 is to 25, etc. In northeastern and hilly states, generally they have a pattern of 90 to 10. And state schemes, these are schemes which are funded and implemented by the state governments. Next, Nagaland CISCE schools have achieved 100% pass rate in ISC and ICSE 2025. So, which means that all the students from certain schools in Nagaland have passed their exams. CISCE, it stands for Council for the Indian School Certificate Examination. It is an organization that conducts exams for the students in India. ISC, it stands for Indian School Certificate, which is an exam taken by the students in class 12, and ICSE, Indian Certificate of Secondary Education, which is an exam taken by the students in class 10. So Nagaland has three schools affiliated to CISCE. They are Enanagi School in Dimapur, Green Valley Academy Dimapur, and Jubilee Memorial School in Mukokchung. So all the students from these three schools in Nagaland have passed their ICSE and ISC exams in 2025. Next, Reliance General Insurance Company Limited has been appointed as the implementing insurer for the Ayushman Bharat Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana Chief Minister Health Insurance Scheme in Nagaland. Nagaland Governor La Ganesan extends Matsya greetings. So Matsya is celebrated in the first week of May, that is from 1st to 3rd of May every year by the Ao tribe. So another festival of the Ao tribe is the Tsungamong festival, which is celebrated on 1st and 2nd of August. So the Aos observe Motsumong after the sowing is done. So Nagaland is known as the land of festivals, and there are currently 11 recognized tribes, and each tribe has their own unique and indigenous festivals. Hornbill Festival is organized by the state government of Nagaland, and it started in the year 2000, and it is held every year from 1st December. So the Hornbill Festival is normally celebrated for 10 days starting from 1st December. So Governor of Nagaland, La Ganesan, has also conveyed greetings to the people of Gujarat and Maharashtra on the occasion of their statehood day on 1st of May. So 1st of May is also the statehood day for the people of Gujarat and Maharashtra. Nagaland Literacy and Numeracy Fest 3.0 was launched in Kohima. Nagaland government has introduced the Nagaland Film Policy 2024 with an aim to develop the state into a vibrant hub for filmmaking and cinematic tourism. So this policy aligns its definition of films under the Cinematograph Act 1952, where the definition of film means cinematograph film. Lotha Academy officially declared May 1 as Lotha Language Day starting from the year 2025. The senior citizens' home, located at Itsuchuka Colony near the futsal ground in Woka, Nagaland, was inaugurated virtually by the President of India, Sri Draupadi Murmu, in the presence of Dr. Virendra Kumar, Minister of Social Justice and Empowerment. So, Dream Nagaland, this initiative was launched by the Directorate of Employment, Skill Development, and Entrepreneurship. So, DREAM stands for Disability Research Empowerment and Accessibility Mission. So, this is a big initiative to help people with disabilities. So, this initiative, it tries to understand the problems faced by the people with disabilities and to make sure that the training programs for people with disabilities are useful and they match the needs of the job market. So Naga Ed is supporting the department as a research and implementation partner, bringing its expertise in education and inclusive training solutions. So the project is active in 17 districts and is a platform for people with disabilities to share their problems. So Dream Nagaland, this is a project that aims to help people with disabilities by providing them with useful training and support so that they can get jobs to start their own businesses. Nagaland Football Association won the special award for the member association launching new projects for the launch and success of the Nagaland Super League. So the Nagaland Super League, this was the state's first ever professional football league and its debut was in the year 2025, that is this year, with 7 teams competing across the IG Stadium in Kohima and then the newly inaugurated Chumukutima Football Stadium. So in the inaugural season, Barak FC has emerged as the champions by defeating Long Tarok in 3-1 in a thrilling final at Chumukutima Stadium. The award function of AIFF was held in Odisha's capital, that is Bhubaneswar. So here are the list of all AIFF award winners. So you can go through the list here. Nagaland achieves green zone status on the Hemophilia Federation of India for the first time. So this green zone status, it represents that Nagaland has achieved a satisfactory level of hemophilia care and management, including a positive step towards improving the quality of life for people with hemophilia. Hemophilia is a rare disorder in which the blood doesn't clot in a typical way because it doesn't have enough blood clotting proteins. So, this hemophilia is a genetic disorder that impairs the body's ability to make blood clots. That is a process needing to stop bleeding. So, World Hemophilia Day is celebrated 17th of April every year, and then the theme for 2025 is Access for All, Women and Girls Bleed Too. Nagaland University-led multi-institute research team has developed an innovative and cost-effective method to create an advanced material for buildings' next-generation energy storage devices called capacitors. Nagaland wrestlers bags 5 gold, 1 bronze in Nagaland Federation Cup. 3D Dental Laboratory NHAK was inaugurated by the Commissioner and Secretary to the Government of Nagaland Health and Family Welfare Department at Naga Hospital Authority, Kohima. So with the help of this 3D printing technology, it will allow dental surgeons to create accurate models and custom-made prostheses or devices for patients. The Performance Incentive Grants initiative under the Nagaland Education Project, the Lighthouse, has been selected for the CIPS Innovation Award 2024 in the education sector. So this award was conferred by the Center for Innovations in the Public Systems, Hyderabad. Fort Cucumber Festival was celebrated in Aliba village in Mokpchong district. Nagaland Potato Festival held in Jakama. So potato is tuber, which is a modified part of plant stem, and round revelation was done for potato. Axis Bank has been conferred with Rotary CSR Award 2025 for community involvement in the mega enterprise category. They were recognized for their flagship education program, Access Deals Say Captain Late N. Kengruse Mahavir Chakra Center of Excellence, in partnership with Assam Rifles and National Integrity and Educational Development Organization. In the Khelo India Youth Games 2025, which was held in Patna, Bihar, the Nagaland men's Sepak Takraw team has bagged 1 silver and 2 bronze medals. The mascot for the Khelo India Youth Games 2025, which was held in Bihar, was Gaja Simha. Nagaland finishes in the top 3 at Khelo India Beach Games 2025 by clinching 5 gold, 3 silver, and 5 bronze medals. So this Khelo India Beach Game, this was the first edition of beach games under the Indian government's Khelo India banner. So this was the fourth Khelo India event of the year after the Winter Games, Para Games, and Youth Games. So this was held in Dadra and Nagar Haveli and Daman and Diu from 19 to 24th May 2025 and Khel Ki Sitare, Diu Ke Kinare. So this was the tagline. And then the mascot for Khelo India Beach Game was a dolphin named Pearl. So Manipur team, they finished first in the Khelo India Beach Games and Maharashtra second and Nagaland third. Meghalaya won the third Northeast Cricket Development Council 2025 trophy by defeating Nagaland, which was played at Nagaland Cricket Stadium in Sovima, Jumkatima on May 15th. Next, Mary Kikon. She won the gold medal in the women's masters first category and also the title of the Strong Woman of Assam at the 13th All Assam Inter-District Masters Men and Women Classic Powerlifting Championship 2024 to 25. The Nagaland Football Association, under the umbrella of All India Football Federation, joined the rest of Asia and other countries under the Asian Football Confederation in celebrating AFC's Grassroots Football Day 2025, and then the theme was Football for the Goals. 2.4 megawatt Duilumroy Small Hydro Project at Poiwala under Parent District. So remember, Duilumroy Small Hydro Project, this is at Poiwala under Parent District. So Naga Publicite Day is celebrated on May 16th of every year. Union Minister of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare and Rural Development, Shivraj Singh Chauhan, has announced a financial assistance of rupees 338.83 crore for the overall growth and development of the agriculture sector and the welfare of farming communities in Nagaland. Coffee Istanbul Expo 2025 was held from May 9 to 11 in Istanbul, Turkey. And then a 9-member delegation from Nagaland also participated in this expo. Nagaland observed National Adoption Awareness Month under the theme Foster Care and Foster Care Leading to Adoption at Kohima on May 15th. AISCECT 4th Samrat Bharat Conclave was held at Hotel Palacio in Khanapara, Guwahati, where the Best Vocational Award was conferred to Government Higher Secondary School Language and Retail Vocational Trainer Inatuli K. So it was held under the theme Role of Skill Development, Financial Inclusion, and Social Entrepreneurship in Building Viksit Bharat. Deputy CM Y. Patel, he visited the inaugural Mass of Pope Leo XIV in Vatican City, along with the Indian delegation. Harivansh, Deputy Chairman of the Rajya Sabha. Bhagyashri Bhimraoji Banayad has assumed charge as the Chief Electoral Officer of Nagaland, succeeding Vyasan R. Nagaland has been recognized as the leading state in implementation of the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana urban scheme among the northeastern state with an achievement of almost 95%. So this PMAY mission, this was launched on 2050 with an aim to provide housing to the economically weaker sections people during the period from 2022, which was extended to 2025. The Nagaland Legislative Assembly met only for 6 days in 2024, one of the lowest among Indian states, significantly falling short of the national average of 28 sittings, according to a report released by the PRS Legislative Research. So, according to the annual review of the state laws 2024, it highlighted that the country's average sitting is 20 days, amounting to approximately 100 hours of legislative businesses. So, among all the states, Nagaland is the lowest, sitting only for 6 days. Even Manipur, they sat for 14 days, even though the state was under president's rule since February. So, president rule is outlined in Article 356 of the Indian Constitution. And among all the states, Odisha has the highest number of sittings, followed by Kerala and West Bengal. According to a think tank report, there were found no deputy speaker in 8 states and union territory assemblies. So the 8 states and union territory assemblies are Jharkhand, Uttar Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Jammu and Kashmir, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Telangana, and Uttarakhand. So Jharkhand has been without a deputy speaker for over 20 years. According to Article 178 of the Indian Constitution, it requires the state assemblies to choose two members as Speaker and Deputy Speaker as soon as possible. So, a Speaker is the presiding officer of the state legislative assembly. He or she is responsible for maintaining order and discipline in the assembly, deciding on points of orders, and overseeing the legislative businesses. And a deputy speaker is the second in command in the state legislative assembly. He or she assists the speaker and assume their duties in their absence, ensuring the smooth functioning of the assembly. So these are some of the important articles related to the speaker and deputy speaker. Nagaland has collected GST amounting to rupees 122 crore in April 2025, the highest ever for the state in any month since the implementation of the tax regime in July 2017. So GST has been established by the 101st Constitutional Amendment Act 2016, and GST Act was passed in the Parliament on 29th March 2017, and then the Act came into effect on 1st July 2017. So GST is an indirect tax which has replaced many indirect taxes in India. And then France was the first country to implement the GST in 1954. So these are some of the important points from exam perspective. Nagaland gears up for DDU GKY 2.0 implementation. So DDU GKY, it stands for Deen Dayal Upadhyay Gramin Kaushala Yojana. So this is a flagship program under the Ministry of Rural Development, and this scheme, it aims to provide skill training and placement opportunities to rural youth, especially from economical weaker sections. So this scheme was launched on 25th September 2014 as a part of the National Rural Livelihood Mission. The center has sanctioned 11 integrated aqua parks across the country, with 4 of them to set up in northeastern states to boost fish production. So this was said by the Union Fisheries, Animal Husbandry and Dairy Minister Rajiv Ranjan Singh. So the 4 integrated aqua parks will be set up in Assam, Tripura, Arunachal Pradesh, and Nagaland in the northeast region. Chief Minister Dr. Sri Nefirio said that Nagaland is prioritizing water sustainability through the implementation of grey water management in 988 villages across the state as a part of the Swachh Bharat mission. So, grey water management, this is a process of collecting, treating, and reusing wastewater generated from domestic activities like washing, bathing, and cleaning to conserve freshwater resources and reduce wastewater. Currently, there are 3 functional Eklavya model residential schools in Nagaland with 744 students across EMRS Dikupar, Dizit, and Twinsang. So EMRS in Nagaland are managed and run by the Nagaland Eklavya Model Residential School Management Society. So the objective of the EMRS is to provide quality education to scheduled tribe students in remote areas in line with the JNB, KGBV, and KV. So the Ministry of Tribal Affairs has sanctioned a total of 19 additional EMRS for the state of Nagaland, out of which 8 EMRS sanctioned during the financial year 2015 to 16 and 2018 to 19 are under construction by the Planning and Transformation Department of Nagaland, and the remaining 11 EMRS sanctioned during the financial year 2019 to 21 to 22 are implemented by the Tribal Affairs Department, Nagaland. The Tribes Project for Long Matra, supported by NABARD, was inaugurated to promote sustainable farming and empower tribal farmers. So this project, it focuses on technology adoption, value addition, and community involvement for agriculture transformation. So Tribes, it stands for Tribal Resilience Initiative for Building Environmentally Sustainable Livelihood. The Rising Northeast Investor Summit, so this was inaugurated by Sri Narendra Modi at Bharat Mandapam in New Delhi. So this was a 2-day summit, and it was organized by the Ministry of Development of Northeastern Region, and it concluded with an investment proposal amounting to rupees 4.3 lakh crore according to the ministry. Rajya Sabha MP from Nagaland as Pangnom Konyak has been nominated to the Court of Nagaland University by the Vice President of India and Chairman of Rajya Sabha, Jagdeep Dhankar. Government of Nagaland has earmarked rupees 35 crore in subsidies under the Chief Minister Microfinance Initiative aimed at supporting approximately 1,600 entrepreneurs as part of its ambitious new skill development drive. So this announcement was made during the official launch of the Nagaland Skill and Entrepreneurship Development Mission by CM Dr. Nifurio. According to the Nagaland Disaster Statistics 2024, this is an overview of the types of disaster in Nagaland. So from this, biological related incidents has stopped the disaster chart in Nagaland for the year 2023 to 24. Rincho Academy in Dimapur has made a mark on the national level by winning the School of Doctors title at the Prodigy Hunt 2025. El Hangting, also known as the Fruitman of Nokla, had been conferred with the prestigious Padma Shri Award for the pioneering contributions to agriculture, horticulture, and rural entrepreneurship. So President Draupadi Murmu has conferred 6 Kriti Chakras, including 4 posthumous, and 33 Shaurya Chakras, including 7 posthumous, to the personnel of the Armed Forces, Central Armed Police Forces, and State or Union Territory Police during Phase 1 of the Defense Investiture Ceremony 2025, which was held at Rashtrapati Bhavan, New Delhi on May 22nd, 2025. So among the recipients, the prestigious Shaurya Chakra was given to a Naga officer named Ishintang Kikon, Assistant Commandant of the Fort Assam Rifles. So the Gallantry Awards are announced twice a year, first on the occasion of the Republic Day and then on the occasion of the Independence Day. So 3 Gallantry Awards, namely Paramvir Chakra, Mahavir Chakra, and Veer Chakra, were instituted by the Government of India on 26 January 1950. Thereafter, other 3 Gallantry Awards, that is the Ashoka Chakra Class 1, Ashoka Chakra Class 2, and Ashoka Chakra Class 3, were instituted in 1952. So these awards were renamed as Ashoka Chakra, Kirti Chakra, and Shaurya Chakra, respectively, in the year 1967. So the order of precedence of these awards is Paramvir Chakra, Ashoka Chakra, the Mahavir Chakra, the Kriti Chakra, the Veer Chakra, and the Shaurya Chakra. The Nagaland government's Department of Personal and Administrative Reforms has notified a new policy for the engagement of short-term workers across all government departments, and it will be effective from 2nd May 2025. So the category, nature of work, minimum qualification, age limit, and monthly remuneration is given in this table. So you can go through this. The first ever Jiva project, supported by NABARD in Nagaland, was launched in Amahatar village in Kifri district, implemented by Better Life Foundation. So this initiative, it empowers farmers in promoting natural and sustainable farming and shifting from chemical-based farming to organic and eco-friendly practices. The proposed Jiva project, it aims to empower 30 farmers, including 16 lead farmers in the pilot phase, by promoting the adoption of natural farming practices. So this pilot phase will emphasize on 365 days of crop cover for food, security, income, and national and health security. Nagaland government has introduced the Ravir Award to encourage people to help victims of road accidents. The award is given to individuals who provide immediate assistance and rush the victim to a hospital within the golden hour. So this golden hour, it means the first hour after the accident. So the award amount is rupees 25,000 per accident and subjected to the following provisions. So that is, if one Ravir saves life of one or more victims of a single serious accident involving a motor vehicle, the award will be 25,000 only. So this means that even if you save the lives of 2 victims in an accident, you will get an award of rupees 25,000 only, because 25,000 is the maximum amount. The second scenario is, if more than one Ravir saves life of one victim of a serious accident involving a motor vehicle, the amount of award will be divided equally among them. So suppose you and your friend saved a person involved in an accident. So that means the 25,000 amount will be equally distributed among you and your friend. Next, if more than one Ravir saves life of more than one victim of a serious accident involving a motor vehicle, the amount of award will be 25,000 won per victim saved, subject to a maximum of 25,000 won per Ravir. So the third scenario means if you and your friend have saved two victims involved in an accident. Then for the two victims, it is 50,000, right? So this 50,000 will be given to both of you as 25, 25, okay? Because 25 is the maximum amount and it shouldn't be exceeded. So this is the third scenario. I hope you're clear with these three scenarios. So every cash award would be accompanied with a certificate of appreciation, and then the scheme will remain operational till the completion of 15th financial cycle, that is till March 31st of 2016. So this Ravir Award, this is a commendable initiative by the state government to encourage good Samaritans to help road accident victims. While the effort is appreciated, it is also essential to emphasize that the scheme is meant to reward genuine act of kindness and not reckless behavior. So we should encourage people to help accident victims out of empathy and a desire to save lives and not for personal gain. So one should kindly refrain from engaging in any behavior that might put yourself or others at risk, even if it means potentially receiving the reward. So in this section, we will be quickly scanning the headlines beyond Nagaland, covering national, international, and some sport news. So let's start. So, a legendary shooting coach, Sunny Thomas, who coached India's first individual Olympic gold medalist, Abhinav Bindra, passed away at his home after suffering a cardiac arrest. So, he was 83. So, Sunny Thomas was a shooting coach and then he coached India's first individual Olympic gold medalist, Abhinav Bindra. Okay, so this is Abhinav Bindra, first Olympic individual gold medalist. Sub-Inspector Geeta Samhota of the CISF has achieved a groundbreaking milestone by becoming the first officer from her force to reach the summit of Mount Everest. In the Doha Diamond League, Neeraj Chopra, he finished second with 90.23-meter throw, and then the winner was Julian Weber from Germany. Tejaswini of India bagged gold in the women's 25-meter pistol event at the International Shooting Sport Federation Junior World Cup, which was held at Seoul, Germany. The fifth Shiro Lily Festival 2025 will be held in Manipur's Ukhrul district. The Greater Adjutant Stork, locally known as Hargila, stands as one of conservation's most inspiring comeback stories. So this impressive scavenger bird, which can reach up to heights of 5 feet, was once at the brink of extinction, but now it is experiencing a remarkable recovery in the northeast India, particularly in Assam, where 80% of the global population resides. So for leading the Hargila army, Purnima Devi Burman, she was awarded Champions of the Earth 2022 with the UN's highest environmentalist award in the Entrepreneurial Vision category. So Indian writer and activist Banu Mushtaq, she won the 2025 International Booker Prize for her Kannada short story collection Heartland, and this book was translated into English by Deepa Bashti. The Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs has launched the Women for Trees campaign under the Amrut Mitra initiative, aimed at promoting climate resilience and increasing greenery in the heat-affected urban areas. So researchers at IIT Guwahati have developed a highly responsive fluorescent sensor that can detect cyanide in water and human cells using only UV light source. Chlorpyrifos, this is an insecticide and it is used on a variety of food crops to control soil-borne insects, mosquitoes, and roundworms. So eating, inhaling, or touching this insecticide can lead to nerve and muscle damage. So the World Health Organization lists it as moderately hazardous. President of India Draupadi Murmu has conferred the National Florence Nightingale Awards 2015 to 15 outstanding nurses professionals at a ceremony held at Rashtrapati Bhavan, New Delhi, recognizing their exceptional service and dedication in strengthening public health care delivery across India. Serena Williams has been awarded Spain's Princess of Asturias Prize for Sports for her stellar tennis career. The Khelo India Water Sports Festival 2025 will be held at Srinagar's Dal Lake from August 21st to 23rd. The Indian Olympic Association has confirmed Meghalaya as the host of the 39th National Games in the year 2027. Eminent astrophysicist, science communicator, and Padma Vibhushan awardee Dr. Jayant Vishnu Nardikar passed away in Pune. India's pharma sector is now ranked third in volume and 14th in the value globally and contributes as much as 20% of the world's supply of medicines. India has become the fourth largest economy in the world by overtaking Japan. So first is United States, second is China, and third is Germany. Union Home Minister and Minister of Cooperation Sri Amit Shah has said that the Ministry of Home Affairs Indian Cyber Crime Coordination Center I4C has introduced the new E0 FIR initiative to nab any criminal with unprecedented speed. FIR stands for First Information Report. So this E0 FIR, this is a digital initiative that allows victims of cyber financial crimes to file a FIR online without being restricted by territorial jurisdiction. So this means that anyone can register an E0 FIR at any police station regardless of where the crime occurred. In a landmark development poised to transform the global standing and traditional medicine systems, an agreement has been signed between the Ministry of Ayush and the WHO, that is World Health Organization. So the City University of New York has named a newly established research institute after well-known educationist Dr. Achyuta Samanta. So this institute, titled the Achyuta Samanta India Initiative, CUNY Press Institute, was inaugurated in New York. So University of Liverpool is set to open a campus in Bengaluru. The Sabhajila Zoo in Tripura has welcomed 3 tiger cubs in a cheer for animal lovers. So this is the first time in the history of the state's only zoo, which was set up in 1972, that tiger cubs have been born. Meri Thali Sehat Wali. My plate is a healthy plate. So this is a digital campaign to promote healthy eating and healthy food choices for the whole family, and it was launched by UNICEF India. Northeast region's largest dairy unit was jointly inaugurated in Tripura. UP has launched India's first Vista Dome jungle safari train. Academian Professor Upasana Mahanta, she is from Assam and she has become the first Indian to be appointed to the Strategic Higher Education Advisory Council constituted by Cambridge International. In a landmark move that brings Sikkim one step closer to realizing its long cherished dream of rail connectivity, the Ministry of Railways has approved the final location survey for a new railway line that is from Nelly to Dengtam via Jorengtang and Lekship. So this ambitious project is said to be executed by the Northeast Frontier Railway and has been allocated a budget of rupees 2.25 crore. So presently, Mizoram's capital Aizawl has now been linked by rail and has become the fourth Northeast capital with the railway station after Guwahati, Itanagar, and Agartala. So upcoming links are being planned for Gangtok in Sikkim, Kohima in Nagaland, and Imphal in Manipur. So the state of Uttar Pradesh has introduced the Standard By-Law 2025 to simplify and increase transparency in property transfer taxes across its urban local bodies. Justice Bhushan Ram Krishna Gavai, better known as B.R. Gavai, is the 52nd Chief Justice of India, and he is the first Buddhist to head the country's judiciary, succeeding CGI Sanjeev Khanna, the 51st Chief Justice of India. Legendary filmmaker Martin Scorsese will be awarded with a Lifetime Achievement Award by Italy's Taormina Film Festival at its 71st edition. Human Development Index, India ranks at 130 out of 193 countries, and this report is mainly based on the data of 2023. So this report is released by the United Nations Development Program, and the Human Development Index value for India is 0.685. Iceland ranks first with a value of 0.972. South Sudan ranks last with a value of 0.388. So among India's neighbors, China ranks at 78, Sri Lanka 89, and Bhutan 125. And Bangladesh is tied with the same rank as India, that is 130. Nepal ranks at 145, and Myanmar at 150, and Pakistan at 168. So the very first edition of Human Development Report was published in the year 1990, and it was launched by the Pakistani economist Mahbub ul Haq and Indian economist Amartya Sen. So this human development index, this is typically measured by three dimensions. That is a long and healthy life, knowledge, a decent standard of living. The Technology Development Board under the Department of Science and Technology has announced the official theme for National Technology Day 2025, and the theme is Yantra. Yantra stands for Yugantar, for advancing new technology research and acceleration. So this National Technology Day, it commemorates the momentous events of the 11th May 1998, when India conducted successful nuclear tests under Operation Shakti and saw the maiden flight of the indigenously developed Hansa 3 aircraft. So, in the recognition of this event, the then Prime Minister Sri Atal Bihari Vajpayee declared 11th May as the National Technology Day. Here are some word meanings. Hegemony, it refers to the capacity of bourgeoisie to displace rival views and become, in effect, the common sense of the age. So, hegemony, it refers to a situation where one group, country, or idea has more power and influence over others. So, it is like being the dominant player in a game when others follow your lead or rules. Onomatopoeia. This is a figure of speech that uses words to describe the sounds, like the word drizzling and bang. And abeyance, it means a state of temporary suspension or a dormancy of property, titles, or office. Next, the Union government has officially designated September 23 as Ayurveda Day. So Ayurveda has 8 branches. So these are the 8 branches. So these are some of the important days and themes. So World Hypertension Day, it is celebrated on 17 May, and then the theme for this year is measure your blood pressure accurately, control it, live longer. National Dengue Day, this is celebrated on 16th May. The theme for this year is act early, prevent dengue, clean surroundings, healthy living. Sikkim Statehood Day is celebrated on the 16th of May to acknowledge its integration with India and its emergence as the 22nd state in the country in the year 1975. Goa Statehood Day, it is celebrated on May 30, commemorating the day when Goa was declared a state separate from Daman and Diu in the year 1987. Global Accessible Awareness Day, this is celebrated on May 15th. The theme for this year is committing to change. International Day for Biological Diversity. This is celebrated on May 22nd. The theme for this year is Harmony with Nature and Sustainable Development. International AIDS Candlelight Memorial Service. This is celebrated on May 18th. And then the theme for this year is We Remember, We Rise, We Lead. International Workers' Day, also known as Labor Day or May Day. This is celebrated on the 1st of May or the first Monday in the month of May. And then the theme for this year is Safety and Health of Workers. World Red Cross and Red Crescent Day. This is celebrated on May 8th. And then the theme for this year is Keeping Humanity Alive. Menstrual Hygiene Day. This is celebrated on May 28th. And then the theme for this year is Together for a Period Friendly World. International Nurses Day, this is celebrated on May 12th. The theme for this year is Our Nurses, Our Future, Caring for Nurses Strengthens Economy. World Bee Day, this is celebrated on 28th May. And then the theme for this year is Be Inspired by Nature to Nourish Us All. Now moving on to MCQ section. Apart from the Moro newspaper compilation, I've added some extra questions based on statement-based queries. So practicing statement-based questions helps us to improve our critical thinking, enhances comprehension, and develops our analytical skills. So let's start. So the first question is, where was Nagaland's first state drugs testing laboratory recently inaugurated? So it was inaugurated at Kohima. According to the Family Budget Inquiry 2022 to 23 conducted by the Directorate of Economics and Statistics Nagaland, which protein-based food item is consumed the most in the state, so that is pork. What technological breakthrough was recently demonstrated by the Nagaland State Disaster Management Authority in collaboration with Oscar India? So that is wireless image transmission via radio signals without internet. Where is India's first artificial intelligence data center park located? So that is Chhattisgarh. Which state is currently hosting the ongoing Khelo India Youth Games? So that is Bihar. What was the infant mortality rate in Nagaland as per the sample registration system bulletin for 2021? So that is 7. So Nagaland's infant mortality rate increased from 4 in 2020 to 7 in 2021. Next, as per the SRS bulletin for 2021, which state had the lowest IMR in India? So that is Mizoram. When is World Red Cross Day observed annually? So that is May 8. What is the name of the single digital platform being developed by the Election Commission of India to streamline all electoral services? So that is ECNet. How many medals did the Nagaland men's sepak takraw team win at the Khelo India Youth Games 2025? So that is 3 medals. Who is the Chief Electoral Officer of Nagaland? So that is Bhagyashree Bhimraoji Banayat. Which department or agency publishes the Nagaland disaster statistics? So that is Department of Economics and Statistics. As per the Nagaland Disaster Statistics 2024, what was the leading cause of disaster in the state during 2023 to 24? So that is biological related. Which state launched India's first ever Vista Dome Jungle Safari train? So that is Uttar Pradesh. Which team won Northeast Cricket Development Council 2025 trophy? So that is Meghalaya. And then Meghalaya defeated Nagaland. According to Nagaland Disaster Statistics 2024, how many road accidents were reported in the state during 2023 to 24? So that is 357. Which of the following is associated with the Jiva scheme? So that is NABARD. The Ravir or Good Samaritan scheme is implemented by which department in Nagaland? So that is Motor Vehicles Department. The International Day for Biological Diversity is annually observed on May 22nd. How many medals did the Nagaland Pensak Silat team win at the inaugural of Khelo India Beach Games 2025? So that is 10 medals. So the statement-based question starts from question number 21. So let's start. In the context of the World Press Freedom Index 2025, published by Reporters Without Borders, what is the primary reason for India's ranking at 151 out of 180 countries, and how does this position compare to its neighbor? So the correct option is option number B. India's 151 rank is attributed to concentrated media ownership and political influence, okay, placing it below neighbors like Nepal, Maldives, Sri Lanka, and Bangladesh. So some of the takeaways are, so this World Press Freedom Index, this is published by Reporters Without Borders, and then the India's rank is 151st. The score of India is 32.96 out of 180 countries. In the context of India's literacy initiatives under the ULA scheme, which of the following statements correctly describes Mizoram's achievement as India's first fully literate state? So the correct option is option number B. So if you know the value of Mizoram's literacy rate and then the ULA scheme threshold, that is 95%, then you can pick the correct option. So Mizoram achieved a literacy rate of 98.2% as per the PLFS 2023-24, surpassing the ULA scheme threshold of 95% to become India's first fully literate state. So a state is considered fully literate when its literacy rate exceeds 95% as per the benchmark defined by the ULA scheme. So Mizoram's achieved a literacy rate of 98.2%, surpassing the threshold, and then the literacy rate as per 2011 census of Mizoram was 91.33%. Which of the following statements accurately describes the Panchayat Advancement Index 2.0 developed by the Ministry of Panchayati Raj in the context of assessing Gram Panchayats in India? So that is option number B. So this Panchayat Advancement Index, this was developed by Ministry of Panchayati Raj to enable performance tracking of over 2.5 lakh Gram Panchayats across 9 themes aligned with the localization of sustainable development goals. So the 9 localization of sustainable development goals include poverty-free and enhanced livelihood panchayat, healthy panchayat, child-friendly panchayat, water-sufficient panchayat, clean and green panchayat, panchayat with self-sufficient infrastructure, socially just and socially secured panchayat, panchayat with good governance, and women-friendly panchayat. So Panchayat Advancement Index 1, this served as a baseline and covered data from 2.16 lakh Gram Panchayats across 29 states and UTs. While the Panchayat version 2.0, it represents a major leap forward in functionality, efficiency, and usability. Next question, regarding the appointment of the Union Public Service Commission chairman in May 2025, who administered the oath to Dr. Ajay Kumar, and why did the position of chairman become vacant? So the correct answer is option number C. So that is Lieutenant General Raj Shukla. retired due to the completion of Priti Sudan's tenure. So Ajay Kumar, he is the new chairman of UPSC, and then his oath was administered by Lieutenant General Raj Shukla. And a UPSC chairman is appointed for a term of 6 years or until attaining 65 years of age. From the perspective of cybersecurity and national security in India, what are GO's SIM cards? And how are they primarily utilized as highlighted by recent law enforcement operations? So, what are Go SIM cards? So, SIM cards are SIM cards which are registered using forged documents or without proper KYC, and they are used for cyber crimes and anti national activities. So, option B is the correct option. Consider the following statements regarding the Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana. So, these are the given options. So, the correct statement from all the given options are option number 1 and 3. So this Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana, this is a flagship scheme and it was launched to address the critical gaps in fish production and productivity, quality technology, post-harvest infrastructure, management, modernization, and strengthening of value chain, traceability, establishing a robust fisheries management framework, and fisheries welfare. So this was implemented in all states and UTs for a period of 5 years from financial year 2020 to 21 to financial year 2024 to 25. So option number 1 is correct. Option number 2 is wrong because about 42% of the total estimated investment of the PMMSY is earmarked for creation and upgradation of fisheries infrastructure facilities, but in the option it is given as 50%. How many districts are targeted under the Viksit Krishi Sankalp Abhiyan to disseminate climate resilience agricultural technologies? So the correct answer is 723. So this Viksit Krishi Sankalp Abhiyan, it is a nationwide campaign launched to modernize Indian agriculture through scientific outreach, sustainable practices, and farmer empowerment. So this campaign, it aims to cover over 65,000 villages across 723 districts, and it is expected to directly engage more than 1.3 crore farmers. So this campaign is organized by the Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, Indian Council of Agriculture Research, state agriculture departments, Krishi Vigyan Kendras, and farmer producer organizations. Which of the following is a vector-borne disease? So the correct answer is malaria. So vector-borne diseases are the diseases which are caused by parasites, viruses, and bacteria and are transmitted by vectors. So vectors are the living organisms that can transmit infectious pathogens between humans or from animals to humans. So examples of vector-borne diseases are dengue, malaria, chikungunya, yellow fever, Zika, etc. And malaria is a vector-borne disease caused by Anopheles mosquito. Which of the following statements are correct related to Operation Sindoor? So it was launched in response to Pulwama attack. So the first option is wrong. So that means option number B is correct. Because Operation Sindoor, it was launched in response to the Pahalgam terror attack. So 9 terror sites were targeted in the Operation Sindoor. So you can see in the map. So these are the 9 terror sites. And these were the weapons that were used in the Operation Sindoor. Scalp, hammer, BrahMos, and loitering munitions. As per the Indus Water Treaty 1960 between India and Pakistan, on which rivers does India have an absolute claim? So that is Ravi, Bias, and Satluj. So Indus Water Treaty, it was signed in the year 1960 and it divided the Indus River system between India and Pakistan. So Pakistan controlled the western rivers, so that is Indus, Jhelum, and Chenab, and then India controls the eastern rivers, that is Ravi, Bias, and Satluj. But India has suspended this treaty because of the recent Pahalgam attack in April 2025. Next, Buddha Purnima is observed on the full moon day of which lunar month according to Hindu calendar, so that is Vaisakha. Which of the following statement is or are correct with respect to the BrahMos? So the options are given. So all of the options are correct. So this BrahMos missile, this is a supersonic cruise missile, which is jointly developed by DRDO and ANPOM, a leading aerospace enterprise in Russia. So BrahMos is developed by India and Russia. So this BrahMos is named after the rivers Brahmaputra of India and then Moskva of Russia. So suppose this is a target, and then the missiles are being launched from this location. So a cruise missile, they fly like a plane, and then they can change direction and hit the target precisely, but they fly at low altitude. But in case of a ballistic missile, they go high up and then they come down fast, following a fixed path and then hitting the target. So this is a ballistic path, and this is the cruise path. With reference to the World Audio, Visual and Entertainment Summit 2025 and the Miss World 2025 pageant in Hyderabad, consider the following statements. So some of the statements are given, so we have to choose which statements are correct. So option number 1 and 2 are correct, because we know that Waves 2025 was not hosted in Hyderabad, it was hosted in Mumbai. So this option is correct. And then by option elimination, we can choose option number A. Next question, with reference to the inclusion of esports in Khelo India Youth Games 2025, consider the following statements. So option number 2 is wrong for this question, because chess was not excluded, but it was included, okay, in the Khelo India Youth Games. So for the first time in history, Khelo India Youth Games, esports will be stepping into the spotlight as a demonstration event. So Khelo India Youth Games was held in Bihar from May 4 to 14th. And then it hosted esports competitions at the Pataliputra Sports Complex, featuring popular titles such as Battleground Mobile India, Street Fighter 6, chess, and eFootball on both mobile and console. Esports will also be an official medal sport at the 2026 Asian Games, and then the first ever Olympic esports games will be scheduled in year 2027. With reference to the Northeast India's first geothermal production well at Dirang in Arunachal Pradesh, consider the following statements. So all the statements are correct. So the Center for Earth Sciences and Himalayan Studies has successfully drilled Northeast India's first geothermal production well at Dirang in Arunachal Pradesh, West Kameng district. Which of the following statements is correct regarding the India's Swamitva scheme as highlighted at the World Bank Land Conference? So this scheme is a massive project to digitalize land records, and India's delegation to the World Bank Land Conference is led by the Secretary of the Ministry of Panchayati Raj. So this Swamitva scheme, this is a massive project to digitalize land records, and the theme of the conference was securing land tenure and access for climate action, moving from awareness to action. So the full form of Swamitma scheme is survey of villages and mapping with improvised technology in village areas. And it is a central sector scheme, and it was launched in the year 2020 to provide rural people with the right to document their residential properties so that they can use their property for economic purposes. So the scheme is for surveying the land parcels in rural inhabited areas using drone technology. Which of the following statements about ECNet, the new single point interface by the Election Commission of India, is correct? So ECNet will replace over 40 existing mobile and web applications with a single platform to streamline electoral services. So option number A is correct. So ECI has launched the ECNet to streamline all electoral services. And according to Election Commission of India, this ECNet will have an aesthetic user interface and a simplified user experience by providing a singular platform for all electoral related activities. So it is designed to elevate the burden of the users for downloading and navigating multiple apps and remembering different logins. So these are some of the points related to the Election Commission. So it was constituted in January 25, 1950 in accordance with the Constitution. So ECI is a permanent and autonomous body, and it was constituted by the Indian Constitution to ensure free and fair election. Initially, there was only one chief election commissioner on the board, but currently there are two election commissioners. The two election commissioners were appointed on 16 October 1989, and the chief election commissioner. So there are three members in the election commission. So the 26th, that is the present election commissioner, is Gyanish Kumar, and then the other two election commissioner are Dr. Sukhbir Singh Sandhu and Dr. Vivek Joshi. So these are some of the important points. Match the following. So column A is festival and column B is village. So garlic festival is celebrated in Kohima. So that is A3. So that means option number B gets cancelled. And Potato Festival, it is celebrated in Jacama. So that is B2, B2, and then Cucumber Festival is celebrated in Alibag village. So that means option number A is your correct answer. With reference to the Amur falcon, consider the following statements. So option number 1 and 2 are correct. Option number 3 is wrong because both are not male armor falcons, okay? One is female and one is male. Next, which of the following statement is correct regarding the suo motu writ petition and other writs under the Indian Constitution? So, the options are given. So the correct option is option number B, because a suo motu writ petition can be initiated both by the Supreme Court and the High Court to address issues of public interest or fundamental rights violations without a formal petition. So the Indian Constitution has 5 writs, that is habeas corpus, mandamus, prohibition, certiorari, quo warranto. So the definitions are given. So these writs are important from exam perspective. So taking an example of suo motu, imagine a judge seeing a news report about a serious issue like child labor in a factory. So without anyone filing a complaint, the judge decides to take action and starts an investigation. So this is an example of suo motu where the judge is taking an action on their own initiative without being asked to do so. Next, which of the following statement is correct regarding the Reserve Bank of India revised ATM usage charges effective from July 2025? So from all the given options, option number A is correct. So regarding the Reserve Bank of India, here are some important points given here. So you can go through this point. These are important from exam perspectives. Next, which of the following statement is correct regarding the seed banks and their role in biodiversity conservation? So these seed banks, they are specialized facilities that store seeds to preserve genetic diversity for future generations. So this is an example of a seed bank which is located in Norway. So from the following options, option number C is correct. So the descriptions are given here. So these seed banks, they are designed to withstand extreme conditions such as floods, bombings, and radiation, ensuring long-term viability of seeds. So the seeds are stored in a climate-controlled environments with low humidity and temperature around minus 18 degrees Celsius, which minimizes metabolic activity and extends their lifespan. So globally, there are 1,700 seed banks. They vary in size, focus, and type. Some focus on the local species, while others they aim for broader biodiversity conservation. So the Svalbard Global Seed Vault, which is often referred to as the Doomsday Vault, this is one of the most prominent seed banks. So as you can see here in this picture, and a community seed bank, this is a locally managed community-based initiative focused on conserving, restoring, and distributing traditional seed varieties, particularly indigenous and climate-resilient ones. Next, which of the following statement is or are correct regarding the Victory Day in Russia, Operation Sindoor, and Operation Abhyat? So, Victory Day in Russia, this is celebrated annually on May 9 to commemorate the victory of the Soviet Union over Nazi Germany in the World War II, marked by the signing of the German Instrument of Surrender in 1945. So, the 2025 celebrations marking the 80th anniversary saw participation from international leaders, including Chinese President Xi Jinping, highlighting Russia's global diplomatic engagement. So, this option is correct. And Operation Sindoor, this was a military operation launched by India on May 7, 2025 in response to the Pahalgam terror attack on April 22, 2025, targeting 9 terrorist camps in Pakistan and Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir. So it involved high-precision strike using Scalp cruise missiles, hammer bombs, aimed at neutralizing terror infrastructure linked to groups like Lashkar-e-Taiba and Jaish-e-Mohammed while avoiding Pakistani military targets to prevent escalation. So option number 2 is also correct. Statement number 2 is also correct. And statement number 3, Operation Abhyas is a biennial joint military exercise between India and United States. So firstly, this statement is incorrect because there is no known military exercise by the name Operation Abhyas. So that means statement number 1 and 2 is correct. Next, which of the following statements regarding the conclave that elected Pope Leo XIV in 2025 is or are correct? So all of the following options are correct. So you can go through the statements. So Robert Prevost, he is the first American Pope, and then he is the 267th leader of the Catholic Church, and he will be known as Leo XIV. The Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs, chaired by the PM, recently approved the development of a 166.80 kilometer four-lane greenfield access controlled National Highway number 6 from Malenkrung, Meghalaya to Panchayat, Assam under the hybrid annuity mode. Which of the following statement is or are correct regarding this project? Statement number 1, 2, and 4 are correct. So this corridor will improve the connectivity between Assam and Meghalaya and will spur economic development, including the development of industries in Meghalaya as it passes through cement and coal production areas of Meghalaya. And the reason that statement number 3 is wrong is because the highway will pass through cement and coal production areas, not in Assam but in Meghalaya. So this hybrid annuity mode is a public-private partnership model where the government funds 40% of the project cost during construction and the remaining 60% is paid as an annuity to the private developer during the operational phase, reducing financial risk for the developer. Next, which of the following statement is or are correct regarding the initiative to establish 75 space labs and Eklavya model residential schools by the Ministry of Tribal Affairs and Bharat Petroleum Corporation Limited? So the given statements, from the given statements, statement number 1, 2, and 3 are correct, and statement number 4 is wrong. So the correct option will be option number A. So let's discuss. So the Ministry of Tribal Affairs with BPCL will establish 75 space labs in EMRS schools across 19 states in India. So this is supported by BPCL corporate social responsibility, and it amounts to rupees 12 crore to bridge educational gaps and introduce tribal students to cutting edge learning opportunities in STEM. So STEM stands for science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. This initiative it aligns with the National Education Policy 2020. So this initiative will be technically supported by ISRO. Here are some of the important points related to Launch Vehicle Mark III, PSLV, and IRNSS and GSAT. And currently, the chairman of ISRO is V. Narayan, and ISRO was formed on 15 August 1969, and the headquarters of ISRO is at Bangalore. And also, more than 50,000 tribal students shall benefit through this initiative. Which of the following statements accurately describes the initiatives undertaken by the Department of Industries and Commerce and the Nagaland Industrial Development Corporation under the Raising and Accelerating MSME Performance Scheme to enhance the MSME sector in Nagaland? So that is RAM. So this scheme was launched by the Union Ministry of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises, and it aims to enhance MSME competitiveness through capacity building, market access, green finance initiatives, and digital infrastructure improvements with Department of Industries and Commerce and the NIDC, that is Nagaland Industrial Development Corporation, implementing technology clinics and digital tool distribution in Nagaland. So this RAMP, this is a World Bank supported central sector scheme, and it was launched by Union Ministry of MSME. So in Nagaland, it was launched by Chief Minister Dr. Nefiu on August 27, 2024 at the Nagaland Legislative Assembly. So while representing the Union Budget 2025 to 26 in the Parliament, Shri Nirmala Sitharaman, our Finance Minister, has said that the investment and turnover limits will be enhanced to 2.5 and 2 times respectively. So that means before the investment limits for micro, small, and medium enterprises were 1, 10, and 50 respectively. Now the revised is 2.5, 25, and 125. And then for the turnover limits, before it was 550 and 250 for micro, small, and medium enterprises. Now the revised is 10, 100, and 500. So that means the investment limits has been enhanced to 2.5 times, and then the turnover limits has been enhanced to 2 times respectively. So this concludes the video. So I'll see you in the next video.